Yeah, saying local connection.
The council?
Well, yeah, hit cancel on that, so we can do. Okay, there you go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Brains Over Bullets, another live podcast with Ari McNeil, Demetria Murphy,
Kevin
Tossie, and Minister Marc Sweezy. So we just decided today because we finally got some men to come and join us today. Woo woo! Yay!
Pulling teeth, Lord.
Yes, we're pulling teeth, but they came out. Because we got some stuff we want to discuss, you know. Thank you, community, for tuning in. Thank you all for your support and your love, because we wouldn't have Brains Over Bullets and it wouldn't be showing and everybody be, you know, getting benefit for this if we didn't have you. Just like we all here, you're all welcome to come in and we can all discuss this. See, we at the round table. Nobody is better than nobody. We all here for one cause, and that's to help our community and save our babies. So, of course, I'm going to introduce myself for the people that are just tuning in for the first time. I'm Ari McNeil. I'm the founder of God Style Outreach, which was founded in 2017 because behind me, my son was murdered here in our community. He was shot 5 times. He was 17 years old, and the person that killed him is still out. He's free right now on our streets, and I'm continuing to fight for justice. But God Style Outreach is, we do mental health in youth and gun violence awareness. I've also started BREM, Broken Restored Empowered Mothers, where it's a group where we mothers that have lost children to gun violence and have lost children any type of loss. And of course, we started Brains Over Bullets with me and Demetria working together on that, and it's behind us. It's a national gun violence awareness, providing knowledge, and we believe in investing in futures, not funerals. And we also, through Brains Over Bullets, started a youth entrepreneurship program where we promote youth to be creative and entrepreneurs. There's no age limit in being an entrepreneur. There's no age limit in starting your own business. So we kind of want to push them into being innovative and starting their own business, and it builds self-esteem, self-awareness, get their focus from being out in the streets and negative behaviors. So every year, starting this year, we have picked a youth out of this community that has just, you know, started their own business. They're doing good in school. They're, you know, beating the odds of no matter their situation. They're doing the best they can. And we have picked one already, and you will community we find out on September the 7th who that youth is. But as of now, I ask all parents, get with your child, find something that they're good at. I don't care if it's, like I always say, get your grease out your grandma's kitchen and you made your own hair grease, make earrings, bracelets, whatever your child is good at. They could be doing good in art, a drawing, and they want to start their own art business. It doesn't matter. Let us know. Get with me and Demetria, and we'll tell you what you need to do, and let's try to get, you know, this kid started and push them in the right way, okay? And I'm going to push around the table so everybody can introduce themselves.
So, hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Demetria Murphy, the founder of YD Youth Diverse Intervention Group, where we predominantly focus on at-risk youth. However, we accept all youth. Ultimate goal is to teach young individuals how to become independent and successful young adults. We are very appreciative for everyone who takes the time out to come out, help us mentor, tutor, and all these different things. We're very grateful for that, as well as working with Operation Ceasefire, being able to do speaking engagements to individuals who are currently on parole and probation, explaining to them, you know, how to be successful and what they're really facing when you choose to continue in the life that you're wanting to go in that's not deemed correct by society, as well as sitting on the Reentry Council Committee. My ultimate goal for myself, I love working with youth and I love working with offenders, giving them the opportunity to have a second chance at being successful, being a productive citizen. So I'm gonna pass it on.
My name is Kevin. I just came from prison in January. I did a long bid. My whole purpose here is to just empower youth to let them know, the choices you may think it's cool or whatever, but the consequences are for real. It's life changing. I went to prison when I was 16, and I came home when I was 43. That's a long time to waste. And I think what these ladies is doing is important. And just for the most part, y'all need to take heed.
Yeah, my name is Marc Sweezy. I'm a minister at Redeemed Christian Church where Bishop Gabo is the bishop there. Who I am, I'm a minister there, but I also teach Sunday school for the youth and the teenagers. But I'm also a vice president of Life Changing Mentoring, where we're from Seabrook Smith Recreation Center, where we do at-risk kids, and we're real hands-on. A bunch of brothers that that delivered from the streets, whether it was gang banging, drug dealing, fighting, whatever, and I think it's I have a passion to really, put my hands on, don't just talk about doing stuff out in the streets, but going out here and helping others and helping people. I feel like, a lot of times that we do things so we can, get delivered from, so we can go back and help those ones. And that's one thing I love about these two ladies, because I realize their passion. Everybody, they have a story, and they pour into it. They don't have to do this every week, but they do this to pour into us so we can learn, so we can eat from them. So, I'm just grateful to be here.
Before we get started, let's take a moment of silence.
Yes.
For the gun victims.
Yes.
The two mass shootings that just happened.
Yes.
Let's just be very respectful, because gun violence has become an epidemic nationwide.
Yes.
It's just not Cumberland County, it's just not Wade County and all these surrounding areas. Let's just say that we're grateful that, a lot of people complain about Cumberland County being a Bible Belt.
Yeah.
But I thank God for the Bible Belt, because I think we're undercovering.
Yeah. Of course.
Because we have not had this mass shooting situation to hit us home. But it still affects us, because it's a human that's taking other humans' lives, and they're taking them at a mass capacity.
Right.
So let's just take a moment of silence for them. Amen.
Amen. And also, you see the candles lit here. We always keep these candles lit, because these are candles that we light for the gun violence victims, my son, and anybody who have lost a child or in this community. We light candles for them. This is not just for one individual person, this is for us as a whole, because I always say this is not an I situation, this is a we situation. And we all are being affected, and we're hurting from gun violence in some way, form, or fashion. So these candles are lit, stay lit for the lives of all our gun violence victims. And we have an interesting topic. I also want to honor my son, Roger. Rocc, he came to be with his mama today, so I thank my son for being here. He's outside the camera. Yeah, so it's a blessing. So we got 3 men in the house. So one of our topics today, we're going to talk about sagging pants. Amongst y'all know that we talk about a lot of stuff on this platform. We go from A to Z in about an hour and 30 minutes, literally, from everything. So we're going to start off talking about sagging pants and what it is to be a black man in this community, and to try to survive in this community, and trying to build our community back up. And one thing I love, I'm glad about this, and I'm so blessed and thankful about this platform, because everybody at this table has been where these young people have. We all done been in some form or fashion locked up. We all have been, I'm a gun violence victim. I was shot in the head. I'm not even supposed to be sitting here. But it was in God's plan that I'm sitting here. We've all been in some type of form. We've been in juvenile systems, and we all been where these youth are heading, and we're trying to stop them, because we understand it, and they might not get the chance that we got to come back and do this, because their lives have been taken so quickly. So this is why we have a passion to go back and try to bring one, each one teach one. We don't believe in just going and not going back and grabbing somebody else and bringing them back up, because it's room at the top. I know they say in the church, but I believe in all principles, there's room at the top for everybody. So I'm just thankful for this platform, that we all been down and been through some things, and we can all testify that we are here and we made it and God kept us. So I'm thankful for this platform today. It really blessed my heart. What the question is, why do men and young men sag their pants? So I have 3 men in the building. Let's talk.
You know the good part about it?
But
An array of age ranges.
yes,
Yeah.
young, mid-age, and
Young.
just a little older. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't sag my pants. But you got a definition of it that I don't really agree with. It says, you know, it started in prison. I think more so it started as a fashion statement. Like, you know,
Okay.
sagging pants, you know, cause they even try to say when you roll your pants leg up, that's a gang symbol, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing more than a fashion statement, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a hindrance as far as the pants sagging, because if you are running from the police, or you in a situation where your life is in a precarious situation and you running to protect yourself,
Okay.
your pants sagging, you ain't really gonna go
You
nowhere.
can't go
It's
nowhere.
gonna stop you, you know what I'm saying? It's a fashion statement that I feel like our entertainers are
Of course.
perpetuating, you know what I'm saying? And our kids gotta learn that's their platform for entertainment, which draw money for them. In real life, I don't think half of these men dress like that or do the things they say they do, you know what I'm saying?
Just to make money.
I got 2 grandsons, and I think it's important for me to help raise them in a different direction. Like I said, I've been involved in the streets, I've been in prison. Right now, I'm a validated gang member, which I'm fighting hard to switch, but I don't know, I think it's ridiculous, sagging pants. It's not fly, it's tacky. I mean, I don't know why they do it.
Right.
Also, just to piggyback on what he said, like, you know, I think it's just a fashion statement. And like from older guys who did it back in the day, seeing, you know, growing up, you look at the dope boys, you see what they're doing, and you try to imitate that, you know, just like the people on TV. I know when I was growing up, I used to look at the flashy cars, and the money, you know, how they dress and how they walk, so I want to do the same thing. So I think, you know, I didn't wear, and then we didn't have those tight jeans that, you know, wear, you know.
The tight jeans.
Yeah, so the tight jeans and you're sagging. You know, at least when we were back in the day, you know, the brothers might have some loose pants, you know. But I never was big at, you know, really, you know, sagging. I might have had wear a sag, but it wasn't like how they did it.
Right.
You know?
It's ridiculous. It's like literally they
so
to the thigh.
Like, why?
Right.
Even in
But
suit.
they're sagging skinny jeans too.
Yeah,
Like,
how do you sag a skinny jean?
Yeah.
So I want to
And the
because
suits.
because Rocc is younger.
Yeah.
I definitely want to know from someone younger because it went from them sagging baggy pants to them sagging skinny jeans. But I'm like, okay, so you want to be in the life of not following rules. So that means if something happens, like he was saying, if you're in a peculiar situation and you need to escape, it went from your pants being too big sagging to being too tight sagging. How you get away? So I want to know why do you think your generation as millennials are doing this?
I think what he said, the rappers got a lot of control over them. They see them doing it, so they want to do it. Like, they're not following the rules; they following them.
What is drawing? Because that's one of my topics anyway. We're gonna get into that too. The music. What is drawing? Like, what draws y'all to wanting to follow them? Yeah.
It's a sense of rebellion. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because we all been young. See, that's the advantage we have over the youth. We've been the age before. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, when you was growing up, when all of us was growing up, we was influenced by misguided individuals.
Right.
You feel me? Like, excuse my French, but the squares who are working legitimate jobs, those are really the real niggas, the real men. You feel what I'm saying? But in the eyes of the youth, the young people, they lames.
Yeah.
But the real lames are the people that's in prison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The people that's constantly throwing stones to go to prison. Those are the real lames.
Correct.
So it's just they being influenced by misguided people.
Right.
Everything about a dollar.
Right.
Like, you know, you as a parent, us as a parent, we have our influence, but once we go to work or do what we do during the course of our day and our children go to school or do what they do, it's so many levels of things coming at them.
Right.
So many influences. So, you know, our little bit of parental guidance,
Yeah.
it's overpowering.
It's overpowering. And I agree to that because like when I worked, did my internship in Red Springs, just being a parent on this side and then having to work in the school system on that side as a school social worker, I was like, wow, that means everything that I pumped in my children before they left the house. I'm like, pay attention. Don't do that. Don't follow them. Don't smoke no drugs. Stay away from that crowd. Don't do this and this. And my kids know I used to be at the schools. I used to be on them. But everything that you have pumped in your child going out that door, by the time they hit that school, you got 3 or 4 people that's in their ear. And I'm like, what in the world? It blew my mind like, wow. And it changed my frame and then my mind frame. And then I happened to go out to kids' house and parents' house because the kids done quit school. They got to take care of their parents or impoverished or they're getting pregnant at 14. And then some of them done got involved in human trafficking. And it's a lot. So once we send our children out into the society, just as quick as we impact, somebody is turning that way. So we got a lot of work to do.
But I think too, when you look at another holistic view of it, like he was saying, when you see somebody, when you're in your household and you see your father or you see your mother working extremely hard, but it doesn't seem like they're getting anywhere, you don't want to emulate that.
Right.
Because it looks like, the thing about it is, like even with my brother, you know what I'm saying? I used to always explain to my brother and like his little friends that would be around him, when he got his record deal, money didn't fall out the sky. You know what I'm saying? It's so much other stuff that go behind what goes on in the life of entertainment that average people don't really realize it. So if you're not a Jay-Z or a Beyonce, somebody who's really, your music has made it a great way financially for you, you don't own much of nothing.
That's true.
But what you see, and that's why I tell people all the time, our kids are so influenceable because everybody, when you're marketing something, they tell you. It's all about the perception, what they see. So they see this in the entertainment industry, but they don't understand that a lot of this stuff they don't have. And a lot of them, like TLC, their music was amazing, but they was up under bad leadership and they went broke.
That's facts.
You have so many other artists who went broke that you don't get to see that aspect of it. So I don't think that we have enough hardworking men who've accomplished things, stepping up saying, it's harder and it's more work, because our youth are they're so used to being given everything.
That's true.
And I just had this conversation yesterday with Bob Thornton. He's a federal probation officer. And I said to him, I said, it's saddening that our youth have gotten to the point where they've been given so much, because us as parents who grew up in poverty, we do not want to see our children suffer how we did. So we breaking our back to give them everything with no values involved in it. So I think that's a bigger part of it too, us as parents not wanting them to struggle, but we're not putting any boundaries with it.
That's good. That's a good point. I'm gonna read something that I'm gonna stray away from the questions right quick, but I found this in Carwell. Said this: sagging was said to be a symbol that the sagger was sexually available to other prisoners, or alternatively already taken by another inmate. That he also said hip hop artists adopted this look in the 90s because you're not cool if you don't do time, right? And it quickly became popular among the youth, and that was by Carwell. So that's some powerful stuff. And then for him to just say he don't believe, you know what I'm saying? It came from the prison, but Carwell says it does. He did a study.
Research shows that sagging pants was initiated in prison as a way to say you were either available or taken. As the same thing as when he made reference to the rolling up of the pants. All of these were symbols for individuals while they were incarcerated.
And it's amazing that we hit on that, because even on the way over here, I remember telling our mentees, because we've seen a couple of them come in there, sagging, even holes in their drawers. Like, man, how you gonna be sagging and you got holes in your drawers, man? Like, put your pants up.
Right.
We were talking to them about the guy from Lock, I think it's Locked Up. His name was Booty Warrior.
Lord,
And
mercy.
he was saying, he was locked up, and he was saying on lock up or lockdown, he was saying like, all he looked, when guys came in, the young guys came in sagging, he said he'd be looking there, he'd be like, he'll walk up to him, I'm gonna have you for the night. And he said that the younger guy didn't know what it was, man. He was like, that looked sexy to us. You know, that's what he did. You know, guys came in, he was in there for life. He was like, butt look good. We been there for life, and he ain't getting out. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we told the guys like you said, man, we got to do our own research, you know.
Yeah.
And then to add on to what you said about how the music and different things, we don't promote the positive stuff. Like you said, man,
Right.
you get a badge of honor when you go to prison.
Right.
But that cat, that young kid that's going to college, we'll send these boys money that's in prison before we send this kid that needs supplies
In
and money.
college.
You know, and it's kind of
Right.
like, and it shouldn't be like that. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
And then like brothers like him, you know, like Kev, like to represent, like, hey, this ain't what you want. You know,
Right.
we need more brothers like him that been through, because kids relate, and just like with music, we listen to stuff that we relate to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I was smoking marijuana, I would listen to some music that had me wanting to smoke. When I was fighting, I listened to back in the day, 3 6, Pastor Troy, you know.
Yeah.
So you listen to stuff. I think the kids are listening to stuff before they get to school, before they do certain things. That music is causing them.
Yeah.
You lame if you ain't got no money. You lame. Why you got your pants
You
up
do
like
that
that?
going to
You
the
got the tight
club.
pants.
Right.
They kind of like going off what the rappers say. And then they using it toward each other. Oh man, put a chopper on him if he say something to you.
Slap
you know,
that H.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Beat that H. And you be like, what? Killer.
Yeah.
Shoot a mama. Like,
Yeah.
all this stuff, and
Yeah.
it's been into their spirit.
Yeah.
So, and we always know,
Yeah.
what's stronger? You feed, that's the
Yeah.
one that's going to be the
Yeah,
strongest.
absolutely.
So the next question is, will older men stand up to the plate and start setting a standard for the younger generation again?
I think you have older men that are standing up to the plate, but you know, in our community, we done been so brainwashed. It's like, you know, a child will tell you, you ain't my daddy, you can't tell me what to do, or you know, even the parent or family member will intervene.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no business telling them this or whatever, you know. It's like just to be honest in the sense, if I'm your father and I don't want you to do something, my no will come with an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it's just no.
Right.
And that no by itself influenced the child even more to go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, growing up, NWA, we know the type of music they put out.
Right.
So as a father, it's not good to just say, no, you can't listen to that.
Right.
You got to break down why
Wow.
it's important for you not to listen to this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna mind screw you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so young and you impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So as parents, we have to start being parents. Forget
Yeah.
about being a friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Be
Thank
a father. Be a mother.
That's right.
Like, you know, my grandmother, when she passed away, my grandmother was like 68,
Uh-huh.
right? But we know grandmothers now that's in their 30s.
Yes.
We say that every show.
We say it
You know,
every show.
and these women and these people, they haven't got partying out their system. They still
Right.
want to party. They
Right.
want to throw their child off on anybody.
Right.
And everybody ain't suitable to keep your child.
Correct.
That's true.
You feel me?
Correct.
But, you know, when I was in prison, I used to kick it with a lot of young dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was straddling the fence. I had this wisdom, I had this knowledge, I had this intelligence, but I was also gang banging and just trying to survive in prison.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of kids, a lot of young men, they liked me for whatever reason. I got away with words, like, you know. Sometimes it's important to utilize it, sometimes just let it flow.
Uh-huh.
But I used to talk to these kids because I'm like, yo, I've been in here
Yeah.
for a lot of years. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And all you gotta do, man, forget about trying to be cool with this person.
Right.
Reinvent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Read a book. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because these friendships you think are friendships, they're not friendships. They just situationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you may be the man.
Mm-hmm.
You get these money orders, these JPays, or
Mhm.
you can go score.
Mm-hmm.
These people dealing with you because of what you got.
And
You
then as
know what
soon
I'm
as that
saying?
stop,
Yeah.
You ain't nobody to do
you
that.
ain't nobody.
Do you think too, because I stress to people a lot of times, prison is different so many levels.
Yeah.
So many levels.
State prison is different from federal prison.
Correct.
Men's prison is different from women's prison.
Right.
And each level, custody-wise, is different.
Right.
So when Kevin and I have conversations regarding prison, I'm like, nah, none of that ain't flying over here where we at. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that ain't going. But do you think that in the men's prison, that when younger guys come in, you know, like you said before, you have a perception about what you're walking into, whether it's right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they come in with a sense of, I need this group for the protection?
That's a good one.
I think honestly, 85% of the individuals who go to prison and end up joining gangs, they do it for two reasons. They do it for a source of protection, or they do it for a source of equality.
Wow.
They may not have no out. They done burned too many bridges. Ain't nothing coming in from the world, so it ain't got no hustle. So they click up with these groups,
Wow.
so they can have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then a lot of these men, they have fly mouths and attitudes, but they ain't got no wobble game. They can't throw their hands.
Right.
So that once again they go click up with a group. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's my lifestyle. As I just stated, right? And I think it get a bad rep because you have so many fools that's being taken in. But you can't blame the fool. If I snatch Demetria up, you know what I'm saying, and got her under my wing, you know what I'm saying, however Demetria act, you know what I'm saying, it's based on how I function.
Right.
So if I'm out of order, she gonna be out of order. And a lot of these dudes, they ain't getting nothing.
Yeah.
Just get out and go
They
do what I
just
say.
reckless. They just reckless.
See, a lot of the leaders in gangs, in prison and in the free world, they cowards. That's a fact.
I agree.
So if I disrespect Mark and I ain't got no wobble game, I can't go get embarrassed. I can't let Mark whoop me. So I gotta go get rally all the troops up. Y'all go handle that. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't agree with that. I never agreed with that. Mark didn't disrespect the whole clique. I mean, excuse me, I disrespected Mark. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, that's how it should be. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how it is. And it ain't gonna never change. Like you stated a few minutes ago about the gun scenario, and I think gun violence always gonna have a prevalent presence because it's so many platforms that glorify that.
Yeah.
Well, see, but the thing is this: we're not anti-gun. We're not anti-gun.
No,
we are education.
Yeah.
If you a parent and you have children in the household, your gun should be secure. A child should never be able to get to your gun and take their life, a sibling life, or your life.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about educating yourself. We're talking about the fact that young individuals as early as 10 being able to access firearms. When research tells us that mentally, you're not even capable of going in the store and knowing the difference between a sweet pea and a green bean. You understand what I'm saying? So how do you have the sense to control yourself with a firearm? So what we're talking about is being responsible, being accountable for what's going on in the community and in the world with this gun violence. Because we're losing our youth to it on both sides.
On both sides.
Now, when my cousin Antonio got killed, I said this to Ari. I said, as hard as it is, and people may not want to hear this, but the young man who pulled that trigger, his family didn't pull the trigger.
Right.
But they suffered just as well, because if and when he has to pay due diligence for what he done, both sides have lost out.
That's right.
The only difference is you'll have the ability to go and visit your son because his body is still warm. We don't have that ability because our family member body is cold.
Right.
But it's not a win-win for anyone.
That's it. I always say that.
Just like you guys a few minutes ago was talking about, Red. His family is suffering. Regardless to what life this young man lived, he still was somebody's son, brother, father, and friend.
That's it.
That's true.
So we're not here to say burn all the guns, put all the guns in the trash. We're saying be responsible, be accountable, and be educated and intelligent about what you're allowing our kids to have access to.
But
Go ahead.
You know why this really not gonna take flight? Is because you had the media. And the main mistake that media make, let's take it all the way back to Columbine. when the kids first went and did what they did, right?
Mm-hmm.
The mistake media do is they blast it on TV.
Yeah.
Not for a few hours, but for weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks.
And what you doing is you hyping up the next idiot. Oh, I'm gonna be famous if I do this right here. You know what I'm saying? Because what I don't understand is how you can go in any place and just start shooting innocent people that can't even defend themselves.
Yeah.
If you're tired of living, blow your own brains out.
Yeah.
Or if you really want some wreck, run up in the police station. Cause they got guns, they can fire back.
Right.
But you know they always go places where it ain't gonna be no fight.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
And when people can't defend themselves.
Exactly. What the media need to do, if anything, when these situations happen, you know what I'm saying, shed light on the victims.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But it should be a black face over the person that did it.
Yeah.
Don't give him no light. Who cares about his name? He's irrelevant.
Right.
But you
Nobody
know,
cares about his history.
exactly. But it's gonna keep happening because of just that. It's being glorified on a high level.
And just to add on to that, you know, I feel like we living in an age of social media. So back then, you know, we'll scrap it out. Now,
Right.
you beat somebody you want to, they go home and get that pistol.
And come back.
And they scared they gonna be on World Star. They scared everybody, when a fight break out, you know how it go. Everybody pulling their phones out.
Yeah,
You
record.
know, still to this day, they pull the phone out, they gonna put you all over social media. So now I think it's another thing is just getting embarrassed, cause you can't even get back then, you lose next day. When I see you, it's
gonna fight again.
Everybody
I'm gonna get one.
Or even more, we gonna give you a little respect, cause you know what, bro, you got me that time.
Exactly.
I gotta respect
After 2
you.
or 3 times,
You know what
you
I'm
beat
saying?
me up, Rocc. 2 or 3
Yeah.
times, I'm gonna give you that respect. Cause I know 3 times I don't want no more.
Okay.
I been back in the day, I done fought. We fought boy about 3 or 4 times. That's it. He know back now. I'm smoking. We smoke one.
Right, now we cool. You know what I'm saying? I just know,
Yeah.
I know your head where your hands at.
Right. So we respect. And then, you know, we ain't gonna let nobody bother
Exactly.
each other. Not 'cause we
Right.
cool.
Exactly.
But why can't, what is it gonna take for our young people to get the aspect of, it's okay to lose one.
Yeah.
It's okay that you're not popular. It's okay that you're an individual. It's okay to be just who you are.
Yeah.
They're so busy trying to prove
Yeah.
themselves to society. I gotta be like them and I gotta be like this. If I ain't a part of this group,
Yeah.
I'm nobody. So how are we as adults in this community to get our children? We gotta build their self-esteem back up.
Yeah.
We gotta try to get them to say, hey, you don't gotta smoke them drugs.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much going on. And like I always say in our live, we can focus on everything else, but right now we're responsible for Cumberland County.
Exactly.
We can't expect, and I say this every tape, but I'm probably gonna say it every
Every
time.
time.
We cannot expect Mitch to come in and just save the day. They, you know, even though you know he's from, we from the Merc.
Yeah.
We all grew up together,
Yeah.
the brothers and everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we got respect for him, but we can't expect him just because he got in the office and he from the hood that we came from. We all did the same thing. We transform our life and we trying to go back and do what we're supposed to do. But we expect him to put a black cape on and come and save Cumberland County. Now Mitch is in office. He's not. We can't expect him to do everything. We can't expect Trump to come in and do anything. Nothing right now. Or any of these politicians to come, because at the end of the day, we sleep in Cumberland County. We wake up, we sleep, and we breathe, and we raise our children here. So it's time for us to, as a community, to stand up and say, hey, let's take back our community. Let's protect our children. Because and we're sending them to school. We can't expect the administrators to do everything. We can't expect the teachers to do everything. We can't expect them to dress them, feed them. It's getting so bad where you can't even call a parent and say, hey, your child cutting up. Don't talk to my baby. Now you do my baby. Like, why?
Yeah.
He cut up at home.
Yeah,
You know he cut up.
baby.
You know your baby.
You know what
I
you
done
said
had
to
to
the
call some of the
schoolhouse.
parents. I done had to call parents. Your child is misbehaving. What do you want? What do I want you to do? Help! Come, let's talk about
But
this.
you know why we sitting
we
where
gotta, we gotta do that.
You know why we sitting there?
Wow.
And it's amazing because when Kevin and I would talk, and I'd be like, it's really nothing to do here.
Yeah.
It's really nothing to do here.
Yeah.
So now he's seeing it because we're Googling and we're looking for things. You know, we're looking for inexpensive things. We look for things that cost. You know, and when you really get down to the nitty gritty of
There's
it,
nothing to do here.
there's nothing to do.
everything.
We don't have a positive outlet. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
And it's no shade to the baseball stadium that's raising our bills. It's no shade to that baseball stadium.
Shots fired.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, bang, boom, boom. You know, it's no no shade to that. It's no shade to the Dave and Buster's that's gonna come.
Yeah.
But when you have parents, and a lot of our households are single parent households.
Correct.
There's not a lot of extra left over.
Yeah.
Right.
So to try to take your child to events
Yeah.
that's costly,
Yeah.
everybody, you get tired of going to the children's museum.
Yeah.
Right.
You get tired of walking downtown.
Right.
You get tired of going to splash pads.
Mhm.
You get tired of doing those things.
Mhm.
There is no positive
Mhm.
outlets.
Yeah.
We don't play kickball no more. We don't get out there. We don't do these things no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think as organizations, it would be good for us to collectively come
Yeah.
together,
We need
put on kickball games. But that's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then to add on to that, I mean, at Seabrook, I just know, at Rec Center's period, I ain't even gonna just say Seabrook. Nowadays, the AAU and the trainers have the gym. So at least when we were growing up, you used to go in there and ball.
Yeah.
Now, like, you can't even get in the gym. You know, it's like the gym may be open like once or twice a week. So what are they to do?
Right.
Summertime. But they breaking it, they breaking their house. Everybody's complaining about them breaking their house and fighting.
But there's nothing for
There's
them to
nothing
do.
for them to do.
Did you see
And
that? Did you see that Facebook post where the guy was training his little son?
Thing.
They were boxing,
Okay.
and his dad was telling him, "Get mad,
Uh-huh.
learn how to channel that anger,
Yeah.
Okay.
because we don't have nothing for our youth to do.
Right.
That's why they breaking
Yeah.
in houses, because
Yeah.
they ain't got nowhere to
Right.
channel. They're
Right.
bored, they angry,
Right.
and 9 out of 10
And
they
then-
high.
They have
Yeah.
Lord have
Yeah.
mercy, they're high, and they don't need drugs. So
New drugs.
Yeah.
yes, and they turn into Martians. They
Man.
just out there. So that's where we, as a community, need to come and pull together. And like you said before, it's 7 days in a week. If
Yeah.
we find something to do, and you got a program, you doing something,
Yeah.
she doing something,
Yeah.
I'm doing something, and within
Recycle these
recycle
kids.
the kids,
Yeah.
they're gonna be doing something positive.
Yeah.
And so the little bit of time they're probably at home between school and in the program, where they're gonna be so busy trying to figure out,
Yeah.
do your homework,
Yeah.
you give them something to do, you probably done gave them something to do, you done gave them something to do, I done gave them something to do. So it's gonna be less time for them to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be telling their friends, they be like, where you see me week? Oh, I'm in this, and this, I'm with, you need to come with me. Then that's one, and that's
Yeah.
two, because they followers
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So we have to really start pushing, and that's why I'm glad that, Lord, thank you for Brains Over Bullets, because this is what we're doing. We're trying to redirect these children's behaviors and their attitudes, and they need to be built up. They're going through so much. They're going through stuff that we ain't have to go through.
Absolutely.
That's true.
They going, we can't even sit up to the friend house because they gonna
Yeah.
get raped or molested,
Yeah.
or you don't even know if they coming back.
Yeah.
As
You know what I'm
parents-
saying?
As parents, I feel like we have to confront and compete
Yeah.
and stop conforming. See, we do a lot of conforming. Like,
Okay.
we expect, like you just said, we expect these politicians and outsiders to come in and do what we should do as
Right.
parents. I think 3 things will combat the situation.
Right.
And one is compassion. You got children that they parents ain't about nothing. So
Yeah.
they ain't gonna have nothing unless
Right.
they go pick up a gun, pick up a pack, and do something stupid. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we have to create situations where these kids can
Yeah.
have these expensive shoes,
Yeah.
these nice clothes. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, we have to develop a strong understanding.
Yeah.
See, they ain't no understanding. You feel what I'm saying? It just
And then they don't take time no more. Everybody's in a rush, and everybody, I ain't got time, and they throw them a phone or throw them a tablet. No, we need to go back to the basics. And I've been saying that for since we started this. We need to go back to the basics. All this new technology and keeping up with the Joneses and doing all this stuff, I just believe we need to go back to the basics. Some stuff we need to keep old school.
Yeah.
exactly.
And like they're doing it, bringing in the new math, and
Yeah.
they're doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
These kids need books.
Need books.
They already can't
Yeah.
type.
Exactly.
You
Right, curse
these
to be
kids can't
Right.
write
See,
words.
that right there coincide with
They-
the third thing,
Oh
which
my
is
God.
repetition.
Yeah,
We as parents, we can't just be inconsistent.
right. We
You
gotta be
can't
consistent.
show up one day and whatever, I got something to do.
Mhm.
Nah, you gotta be consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
And have patience and understanding, and stop making the children. And I always say this is something I have started. These babies got voices.
Yeah.
They have feelings. They are hurting. And I don't like when a parent say, oh, you don't know. Oh, you ain't got no feeling. You don't understand. You ain't old enough to know. Yes, that baby do.
Yeah.
You better hear him, because every little thing they say, somewhere in that, there's a cry for help.
Yeah.
There's a cry for help saying, I'm about to commit suicide. I'm tired of my life. They bullied me at school.
Yeah.
Or my dad is not giving me the attention. I don't feel like leaving. I'm finna go join this gang. It's the little things. You gotta listen, because these kids always send messages.
And that go back to like the second question you asked about the men stepping up. You know, we need brothers. I think a big reason why a lot of men are not stepping up is because they still doing the thing they were doing when they were younger. Like you got some of the brothers that still doing the same as that thing they used to do. You know, when they were younger. Like, so how can they forward to their son tell them not to do it if they still doing it?
Right.
So I think like we need more brothers. You know, like I'm gonna get his information. I'll leave him. I want him to come. We need more brothers that been out there that can come back and like, yo. I hear you.
So y'all want me and Ari.
Well, I mean,
y'all want me and Ari.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let them do that.
But like we said, like men standing up, we don't have enough brothers, man. Like we would take them to sports events. We won't take them to mentoring. We'll take them all around, all these parts and stuff. But we won't take them to positive stuff where they can learn, so they can eat from other brothers.
Right.
You know, and then we blame Mitch. If I hear one more post saying it's Mitch's fault that it's not, what are we doing? Like I told the brother, what are we doing? We blame Mitch, but we want to do a rally every time something happens, but we not doing nothing in between. After rally, what we gonna do?
Right.
Come on, we gotta come up with stuff.
Thank you. And we're gonna do that big thing, and then you're gonna go back to doing what you doing.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna pat yourself on the back. Well, we did that. Oh yeah, we made that happen. But then you gotta be consistent. This is like what men do. We eat, sleep, breathe. This right here. We ain't stopping until there's a change.
Yeah.
We won't come to county. We won't come to county to come together. We're tired of one thing going over here and this going on over there and this program over here when we all got the same vision. If you want to save the kids, let's all work together and save them. Because do you know how much we can do if 10 of us come together in the same vision? We probably could save about 50 youth.
There's so much jealousy, man. It's crazy. People want spotlights and stuff.
Oh
like
my
that,
God.
don't want to do the dirty work.
Fayetteville is
This
a crab
what Ari and I
mentality.
say all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's the notion of who's going to be recognized.
Yeah.
If you're doing this for recognition, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So just like what Ari say, I say this every podcast because it is very true. You know what I'm saying? We can do so much in numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
We can do so much more greater in numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
The one thing about it, with why dig as me being a female, it's only so much that I can do with a male,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
with males. But getting males to be mentors
Yeah.
is an issue.
Yeah.
But now men are run to be mentors for y'all
Yeah.
because y'all are men.
Yeah.
But when women sit here and build a platform,
Yeah.
you got men who don't want to be a mentor or assist in what we have going on because we're women.
Yeah.
And it's
Put all
intimidation
that
for some
gender
people.
to the side because ultimately this is the thing.
Yeah.
What you brothers offer on that side,
Yeah.
I'm not capable of offering that because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Now, one time there was a post where a young lady asked, do y'all do something with girls? And I know y'all do predominantly boys.
Yeah.
So I answered her and said, no, but I take girls.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because if we do this as a team,
Yeah.
Right.
if we come together,
Yeah.
it's not about who gonna be on channel 11.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not about who Mitch gonna call and say, we giving you this,
Yeah.
and these.
It's
Let me
not
tell you
about
something. I don't want the key to the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
What I want for this city
Yeah.
is for our youth to be productive
That's
Yeah.
right. And
and to
live.
grow up
Yeah.
and understand what's afforded to them.
Yeah.
And
We-
live past the age of 16.
Right. We got teachers who are telling kids, you shouldn't go to college.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not for a teacher telling a child they should or they shouldn't go to college.
Yeah.
Let that child determine what they want to do.
Yeah.
But you make sure you put the information out there. You make
Make
sure
it available
you
to
make
them.
it available to them.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
got a
what
question for Rocc.
good, because I was go ahead.
So Rocc, you hear everything that us old people sitting up here saying, minus me, you know I'm 21. So everything that these old people up here saying, you being, how old are you, Rocc?
21.
So what's your take on what you see going on? What's your take? Cause you out there, these are your people. We sitting back. The platform is for you to educate us.
Right.
So you educate us.
You get on social media, brainwashing everybody as far as what they wear, what they do, relationships, everything. Just social media. Everybody base their lifestyle off of that.
Mhm.
I mean, they don't have morals or, they don't stand for that no more.
That's very true. I shared a thing on social media where this guy was saying he had a glass of water and he had a glass of glass cleaner or something, but whatever it was, they both were clear.
Yeah.
And he was saying one is social media and one is reality, kind of like, and you don't know what you're getting when you're drinking it because they both look the same. So we kind of need to be more mindful of what our children are doing with social media.
Of course.
But that goes back to what you were saying about human trafficking,
Mhm.
because that's how a lot of them are getting pulled in through social media,
Mhm. Mhm.
is with human trafficking.
And that's why it's so important in our households that we cultivate their conscience, we cultivate their confidence,
Mhm.
because it's crazy for a teacher to tell a child you're supposed to go to college.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine sitting in that classroom or sitting in front of that person?
Yeah.
That's gonna crush your spirit.
And
Oh,
she
yeah.
probably went to college.
And
Oh,
she
probably
did.
She
Yeah,
went to
you know what
college.
I'm
She got a
saying?
degree to be a teacher.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But they're saying the debt,
Yeah.
the debt. But let me tell you, debt ain't always in college.
Yeah.
Hello.
Because there's so
Credit
many
cards.
scholarships and there's so
Yeah,
many
they got-
opportunities afforded to individuals who take those opportunities and run with them. You don't have to come out of school with debt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just the fact that we have so many children that are flying under the radar
Right.
that teachers are tired of dealing with, so they just kind of pushing them along.
Yeah. And I think that, like, us as parents, like, I know stuff, no excuse of not having a father in the house, but if I don't know something or I see my son going through something or my daughter, I think it's my job to reach out to one of my homeboys. He may feel more comfortable talking to somebody else,
Mhm.
because it is a lot of things that I didn't learn growing up. I had to eat from different meals around the community. So I think, even as parents, if you don't know something, ask questions. Reach out to one of us, or something, we don't know, we can ask somebody else.
And
I
get
mean,
back to you.
that's what we gotta do. We gotta stop being prideful and stuff like that, and ask questions so we can grow. I mean, a lot of stuff we just ignorant to it. We don't know these all these new drugs is coming out. These drugs are killing kids, man. Younger and younger, man. This synthetic weed and all different stuff like that, man. These bars and different stuff, and the music is encouraging them to do it.
Yes,
Right,
yes,
You know,
yes,
so-
yes, and
Right.
be careful because they